All right, welcome back to Marginal Utility Consumer Choice Poppin' Popcorn. Why is the demand curve downslope? You may recall in part one, we learned about the assumptions, the definitions, and we went shopping. We found out what all these funny little things up here mean, and we went and we selected 3 popcorn and 4 pop. Suddenly, in part two now, we noticed something has changed. Popcorn's on sale. That's beautiful. What's this column going to be if everything's $1? This is $1. Can we compare these things straight to each other if they're both $1? Answer is yes. But of course, we're going to go shopping again. So $8.60 definitely trumps $500. We got $9 left to spend. What do we buy next? Yep, we're going to buy ourselves another popcorn. We got $8 to go. $7.20 versus $500. We have not yet bought a pop, so we're going to look at this one. And this one, and yeah, let's buy this here popcorn. Well, while we're at it, we're buying another one. We must be really hungry now with popcorn on sale. $6 left to go. Ooh, what do we call this when this per dollar and that per dollar are equal? Answer? Answer? And now you just want to watch Little Mermaid. So take a break, watch it. Okay, now you're back after 2 hours of watching Little Mermaid. I doubt you actually watched Little Mermaid, but you may recall. So we buy them both because we're Americans and we got the money, so we buy it. Now we got $3.60 for this 6th popcorn, $4.80 for this 2nd pop. Can we agree we buy the pop? We got ourselves $3 left to go. $3.60 for this 6th popcorn. $4.20 for this 3rd pop. What do we buy? Yes, we buy the pop. We got $2 left. Oh boy, what are we in again? Oh boy, this just seems to not ever not happen. So we call it life is full of tough choices, isn't it? Whenever the consumer equilibrium is true is when we have marginal utility per dollar spent for 2 choices or more are equal. You literally cannot decide between the pop or the popcorn. You literally cannot. But we got money. We buy them both. So we spent $1 on each. And now we discover that when popcorn is on sale with $10, we buy 6 popcorns and 4 pops. Notice the 4 pops is the same as we had before. Wow, look at this budget line. And we buy 10 popcorns. We got a dot up here. And of course, we buy 10 pops. There's a dot there. We connect them. Now, we could go through like we did before and calculate the marginal utility for each of these dots. But we're not going to. Remember last time we did all of that? We discovered we're going to end up right where we were when we went shopping. In other words, when we went shopping last time, we bought 3 popcorn and 4 pop. We went this one and that one, this one. We just did that again. So if we just did this again, we're going to buy, as we noticed, 6 popcorns and 4 pops. So let's go to 6 popcorns and 4 pops, and you'll notice that $56.20 is a bigger number than $41.40. $38.60, $17.60. Gives you $56.20. So we got that number by adding up the total utility for 6 popcorn, the total utility for 4 pops. You get 50. Notice that what happened to the budget line when a product went on sale. Its price dropped. Because it dropped, we could buy more. And like you would think, economics is nothing but a social science where you say, duh. Well, of course you can get more satisfaction if the price of something falls. Because you can buy more, therefore your satisfaction per dollar is going to go up. Notice the budget line rotated. It did not shift. It has a different slope, rise over run. So in other words, we can take our budget line and it can change when the price of something we buy changes. God forbid that if the price of popcorn went from $2 to $4, then this would have went down. It would have been even lower. We would have bought even less. Our total utility would have been less with a more expensive price. Like right now, gasoline is running $1.40, $1.50. Holy schmoly, that's a whole lot better than almost $3 like it was before. So you can buy more things with the same amount of money you spend on gas. Of course, there's a whole lot of other issues going on, which we'll explore in chapters 13 and 14, but that's not yet. So a budget line, ladies and gentlemen, you can never go past it, but what can happen to it? It can move. Beautiful. But I think we're supposed to do this thing here. Construct a linear demand curve for popcorn. That's like the packet handout, a demand curve. Yes. So let's make ourselves a demand curve. Yeah, okay, that's nice and beautiful. Moving on down the line. So we got ourselves a big L just like on the pack. Well, then don't try. Here's a big L. What do we put here? I said, what do we put here? Yeah, it's hard to listen to you when I can't do it and time is weird. So we put P for price and Q for quantity. Hey, time out. We're making a demand curve. Notice it's black, not like the other one with colors. Price is an independent variable. You and I, as consumers, either pay the price or we don't. We cannot dictate price. Only the supplier can dictate price. However, you and I have power over the dependent variable. This is independent, we cannot control it. This is dependent, we can. So depending on the price, we will buy more or we will buy less. This is dependent. We get the call here. Well, we had two different prices for popcorn. Do you remember? First time we went through it was $2. The second time it was $1. So we're going to label it, title it, popcorn. Like we said, it was $2 for popcorn and it was $1 for popcorn. And what were the two different quantities of popcorn that we bought? For example, when it was $2, how many popcorns did we buy? Yep, 3. And it was $1, how many popcorns did we buy? Yep, 6. Gotta love it. Well, anyway, this is like back in 6th grade math class. We're going to do some ordered pairs here. Don't order pairs. They come all mushy in the Amazon box, and they're terrible. Fruit flies come out. It's just not good. We're going to connect those dots and label it D for demand. Notice demand is down and away. Just like the Khan Academy video you may have watched says, if the price changes, we're going to end up buying more, because when the price is lower, the opportunity cost for alternative uses is lower. We might find ourselves, if, example, apples. If an apple is $5 an apple, if you buy that apple, it's a pretty precious, valuable thing. You gave up $5. Now, $5 is not the opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is what else you could have bought with $5. There's a lot of other things you can buy with $5 compared to an apple. So the apple better be pretty worth it. You're probably going to take care of it and eat it or use it for some useful purpose. But what if apples were a nickel or a penny? There's a lot of other things you can do with apples besides eat apples. Can you think of some things you can do with apples besides eat them? I shall now pause for understanding. Exactly. You can stuff them up your neighbor's tailpipe because he's not supposed to be driving around in this lockdown. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. You can also throw them at the neighbor dog and see if you can catch him in his mouth. You can have fun with that. Or the squirrels. They look hungry. See if they can catch an apple when they're up on a limb, on a tree. Don't knock the squirrel off the branch. See if it can catch it, though. What I'm trying to tell you is, if the price falls, we're going to buy more of them because of our marginal utility per dollar. We're spending very little. The price has fallen. We're going to buy a whole lot more of whatever it is because we're going to use it for different purposes. On the other hand, if the price goes up, it becomes more expensive. The opportunity cost increases. We're giving up more things to buy it. Therefore, we're going to be buying less of them. The downslope of the demand curve. And like we said, oh gosh, look here now. Something's changed. We just found ourselves some more money. We're going back to original prices and more money. So we have $8 more left to spend. We're going to buy ourselves this because 310 is bigger than 280. And now this 280 is bigger than 250. 250 is bigger than 180, so let's buy this one. And once again, what are we in? Boink, boink. They're equal per dollar. Marginal utility. We have consumer equilibrium. Pow, pow, pow. Yes, you literally cannot decide between the two. However, because you have money, you shall spend it, and we buy them both, and we have just spent $18. Notice how many popcorns we bought, how many pops we bought with $18. Now, let's see here. I can now buy 18 pops. So I have a dot 9, because 9 times $2 is $18. And I can buy 18 pops. So put a line, I can connect them. Now notice we bought 6 and 6. So we'll just jump to the chase. What is my total utility at 6 popcorn and 6 pops? Answer is you do some adding and subtracting, 388.60, 2220, add them together, and you get a nice big number. Notice what the budget line did. It moved, it shifted. So in other words, I took these two numbers, I added them together, and when you have more money in your pocket to spend, duh, you're going to have more satisfaction. Just as if your income falls, like a lot of people, 22 freaking million Americans, filed for unemployment because the government shut it all down. And because 22 million people aren't making money, the government decided to give them $1,200 each and stuff. But that's not going to be enough for some, maybe too much for others. Long story short, incomes for Americans fell. So for most people, budget lines went from this one to that one. And the numbers went down. That's nice. Thank you, government. Well, anyway, that's my editorial. Please disagree with an email comment. But if our money increases, we make more money like the economy was 4 months ago. People were busting out having big total utilities. You can never go past it, but it can move. So that's a shift. Same slope. Why? Not because of a change in price, a change in income. We can afford all goods and services more than we could before, so we buy more goods and services than we did before because we made more money. So let's review. I say again. So if the price of something changes, one of the aspects will change. It rotates. The slope will change. But if our income changes, we can buy all goods and services. So nice. That's why the budget line is down slope because of marginal utility. So now we have a non-price factor like income. So the price of popcorn was $2, but because we had more money, we bought 6 of them. So we have a dot hanging in space. The demand curve is no longer operant. The new data indicates the demand curve has in fact shifted. I said it has shifted. It's not here anymore. Don't erase yours if you write it on paper. Long story short, the demand has moved over. It has shifted. The whole freaking function has changed. At any price, at each and every price, we can afford more, so we buy more. So let's take a look. This is to summarize the whole lesson here now. If a price changes, demand does not change, but the quantity will. So we'll go from point A, remember it was $2 originally, we bought 3. Then it went on sale for $1, we bought 6. So it goes from A to B. Do you see how this works? It is the same demand curve, just 2 different parts of it. We're on the same demand curve. Change in price does not change demand. Change in price does change quantity, though. But what if we come along and something besides the price changes, like income? On page 42 of your textbook. If something besides income changes, or price changes, then the demand curve itself will shift, will move. You see how that moves? It changes. Yeah. Let's hope this isn't you. That's not good. You should learn things. Email me, office hours, 10 o'clock to noon. See me. Let's talk. I'll send you an invite on Zoom.